In a small village deep in the Jamaican countryside, two young women were known for being as close as sisters. Keisha and Tanisha had grown up together, sharing everything from childhood secrets to dreams of a brighter future. Everyone in the village saw them as inseparable. What no one knew, though, was that envy had begun to take root in Keisha's heart, tightening its grip with each passing day. You see, Tanisha was everything Keisha wanted to be. Tanisha had a beauty that made heads turn wherever she went. Her skin was smooth like cocoa, and her smile was radiant like the sun. On top of that, Tanisha's boyfriend, Marcus, was one of the most sought after young men in the village, strong, kind, and hardworking. Wherever Tanisha went, Marcus wasn't far behind, always treating her with love and care. Keisha pretended to be happy for her friend. She smiled, laughed, and supported Tanisha whenever others praised her. But deep inside, her heart burned with jealousy. Why should Tanisha have everything? Why not her? One evening, after the two girls had finished washing clothes by the river, Keisha could no longer hold it. "You are so lucky, you know," Keisha said, her tone light, but her eyes sharp. Tanisha looked up, wiping sweat from her brow. "What do you mean?" "Everything always works out for you. Marcus loves you, you get all the attention, and everyone treats you like you're the queen of the village." Tanisha chuckled, thinking her friend was just joking. "It's not my fault my life is good, Keisha. You just have to give thanks." But Keisha's smile faded. Her hands tightened around the basket of clothes. "Sometimes I wonder, you must be lucky. Or maybe you've used something to make everyone go your way." Tanisha frowned, stepping closer to her friend. "Keisha, what are you talking about? I've never used anything. How could you say that?" Keisha's lip twitched into a thin smile, but she said nothing more, leaving Tanisha unsettled. Keisha couldn't shake the bitterness inside her. Day after day, she watched Tanisha living the life she had dreamed of, and the envy inside her grew darker. Soon, it wasn't enough just to be jealous. Keisha wanted to take away Tanisha's happiness. In the dead of night, Keisha went to Miss Myrtle, the village feared witchcraft worker. Miss Myrtle had a reputation of helping those who sought her dark powers, but her help always came at a price. Miss Myrtle sat on her porch, her eyes glowing eerily in the moonlight. "I know why you have come," the old woman rasped before Keisha could even speak. Keisha's heart pounded in her chest. "I want to bring her down. My best friend, Tanisha. I can't take it anymore. She has everything and I have nothing." Miss Myrtle looked at Keisha with a knowing smile. "Jealousy is a dangerous thing, child, but if you want to deal with it, I can help. Just know this, everything comes with a price." Keisha nodded. She was ready to pay whatever it took. The witchcraft woman handed Keisha a small bottle filled with a thick, dark liquid. "Sprinkle this on Tanisha's doorstep and whisper this chant. It will bring misfortune to her, but be careful, child. The spirit you call upon isn't easy to control." The trap is set. The next morning, Keisha, acting as though everything was normal, went to Tanisha's house. She smiled sweetly as they talked, but When Tanisha wasn't looking, Keisha slipped away and quickly sprinkled the dark liquid on Tanisha's front door. She muttered the chant under her breath, barely above a whisper. As soon as the words left her lips, Keisha felt a chill in the air, as though something dark had stirred awake, watching her. Feeling satisfied, she left, imagining Tanisha's perfect life falling apart piece by piece. But things didn't go as Keisha planned. The curse backfires. Days passed, and the strange things began happening, but not to Tanisha, to Keisha. Every night, Keisha was tormented by terrible nightmares. Dark figures loomed over her, whispering her name, chasing her through endless shadows. During the day, she constantly felt as though something was watching her, lurking just beyond sight. Meanwhile, Tanisha's life seemed untouched. She still walked through the village with her head held high, Marcus by her side, happy as ever. Keisha grew desperate. She rushed back to Miss Myrtle, her eyes wide with fear. "Miss Myrtle, you said the curse would afflict Tanisha, but I am the one suffering. What's happening?" The witchcraft woman looked at Keisha coldly. "Did you really think you could dabble with dark forces and escape without consequences? Your heart is full of envy, Keisha. The curse you wanted for Tanisha has now turned on you. The spirit doesn't care who it destroys. It just wants blood." Keisha's legs trembled as the weight of her actions sank in. "Miss Myrtle, please, I never meant for this to go so far. Help me." Miss Myrtle's voice was firm, her eyes unforgiving. The only way to stop the spirit is to confess to Tanisha and beg for her forgiveness. But remember this, once jealousy lives in your heart, you will always be cursed. The price of envy. Keisha had no choice. The spirit's presence grew stronger each day, haunting her every step. One evening, she finally broke down and went to Tanisha's house. With tears in her eyes, she confessed everything: her envy, the trip to Miss Myrtle, and the curse she had tried to place on her best friend. Tanisha was shocked, her heart heavy with betrayal. But deep down, she understood the pain of jealousy, and after a long silence, she forgave Keisha. As Keisha turned to leave, she felt the weight lift, the spirit finally letting her go. But the shame of her actions will follow her forever, a constant reminder of the dangers of envy and the price it demands. From this day on, Keisha lived humbly, knowing that no amount of bitterness could ever bring her true happiness. And as for Tanisha, she never allowed jealousy to come between her and those she loved. Envy is like a serpent. It coils around your heart, poisoning your soul, and in the end, it destroys you from the inside out.